What's up? I'm Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and this is Fame by the Flame with Lil Darrion.
Lil Darrion representing Black Market Records, Double OB, you know.
Yeah, and we do know, Lil Darrion, your shit's been popping and it's been going off. Before we get into all your new stuff, I want to, bring it back a little bit to 2016 when you released Sacramento Love. I know you're a Sacramento native, and I love that you're up in the 916. I want to talk a little bit about how much you being from, the north side of town kind of influenced your sound and your music.
Well, North Sound is like, it's like just, I wouldn't say it's like, sectioned off or anything. I think Sacramento as a whole has their own sound and has been building their own sound like for the past few years. Like, like as far as hip hop goes, people know us more for like the heavy 808s, which we call like mob music. And I've been trying to like, kind of get away from it and do my own thing with it. So that's where you get the Sacramento Love and those kind of songs from.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring kind of a new style to Sac that's like our own, something else that we can rep besides some of that harder stuff. Now, also still going back a little ways, your album, The Coldest Story Never Told 2. I love the song I'm the One, and you had over 160,000 views on YouTube. Like, how does that make you feel, like looking at that number?
I made like, when it first hit, at that time when I dropped that video, I don't think I had a video over 20,000 views. So when I seen it hit 20,000 that first month, I was like, you know what I mean? Like, dang. But when I seen it because the video I had at 20,000 was out for like a year. So when that hit 20,000 the first month, I knew something serious was about to happen, something life changing. So when that did do that, I was like, I couldn't believe it. So now that it's at like, I think it's at, like you said, like 160 on YouTube, but then on SoundCloud it's at like 150.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I still can't believe it, but I'm just trying to get something way more bigger than that right
now. Well, I'm sure you have some stuff in the works, which
we'll
talk about as we get a little bit further into the interview. I'm really excited to have you here and getting all to the nitty gritty to get to know you. I love repping artists from Sac, so I'm glad that a lot of your music is very true to your life and stuff that you've experienced. You said in some past interviews that, you only rep the real stuff.
Right. That
you only talk about, the truth and what things you've gone through. How are some of your songs a reflection of that?
How I write music is basically just to vent, you know what I mean? Like the things I'm going through at that moment. I do a lot of songs and people ask me like, yo, what was the inspiration behind that? And I tell them like, I've been inspired by many things, and at that time, that's just what I was feeling. So when I hear a song called Friends, it's like, you know what I mean? When I do a song like Friends, that's just like basically saying like, at that moment I was thinking about maybe someone, or maybe not even someone. I probably could have got inspired by a TV show, you know what I mean, or something, and just wanted to do something cool and, actually do something different. Because, there's a lot of songs out here where dudes are actually, probably vulgar against women, or they, basically trying to get the girl, to be theirs. And I was like, no, I want to do something different. And I was inspired. So I was like, I'll do something different and make this song basically like for real being about a friend. Like, not the boyfriend or being in a relationship, but actually being like a cool guy. You know what I mean? So that's like, I'd be inspired by a whole bunch of stuff. I never know what direction it can go in.
Yeah, for sure. I really love that new drop, Friends. I had to listen to it twice. I was like, wait, is he really talking about just being friends? I was like, that's dope. You don't hear it like that. What you're saying, like what hip hop is putting out right now, it does have a lot of, vulgar or that animosity towards women. And I like that you put something out that's catchy, that's cool, but it definitely respects those boundaries of like, yeah, girls and guys can just be friends. Like we can kick it and we can do some fun shit.
Right.
And, speaking of friends, you said in your past interview with Rap Shack that you were, really looking forward, and one of the things you had really wanted to do was work with Sage the Gemini. And now you have him featured on, your song Friends, and it just was on 103.5. What is, looking back and hearing your songs on the radio now, how do you feel about that? Like, do you get, chills every time you hear it?
Man, it's the same feeling every time because I'm still like new. You know what I mean? Like I'm not famous or anything like that. Well, some people think I'm like a local superstar, whatever they call it, but I still be feeling like, you know, I'm here and I be excited to hear myself on the radio. Like, and working with Sage, we just became cool on just knowing mutual friends. Like,
Yeah.
and when we actually like got cool, it was just crazy how it happened. When I sent him that song, I didn't even intentionally want him to be on the song. I thought the song was gonna be a hit record without him. You know, not you know to throw shade or anything, but I thought that the song was gonna do what it's doing right now alone. So when he told me that he'd get on the song, I was just like dang, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're like, sure.
I couldn't believe that shit. So it just, you know, sometimes, you know, you can speak things into existence, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, definitely law of attraction. And, you know, thanks 103.5 for keeping it real and repping out those artists up in Sac.
Right.
And, you know, I heard also from Legendary that you have been rapping and spitting games since you've been on the schoolyard, 13 years old, right? Is when you first started?
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, so how'd you get into that? Was it just always like in your blood to, you know,
No, I mean, well, I would say in my blood, but you know, I had I have a brother-in-law, and he been with my sister since I think I was like 7.
Okay.
7 maybe. I'm maybe even older than that. I don't know. It's been a long time, and he was rapping. His name is Josie Wells. He a local legend from Sacramento as well. A lot of people know him. He was putting it down out here. He was on the radio as well, and you know, I looked up to him. And my first beat, actually, I stole from him. The song that I got, he had a CD full of beats from, I think it was Young Diz, as a matter of fact. And I had stole the CD from him, and me and my partners, we went and did a song to it. So after that, I think I was like the only person that was serious about it, so that I kept going, and we're here now.
One of my favorite songs of yours is Picture Me Rich. Yeah, and I love the fact that it's like you said, like you're always dropping real stuff. You don't rep something that you're not. You know, what was the inspiration behind that song?
Well, I mean, at the time, to be completely honest, I was super broke. You know what I mean? I had a son on the way. You know what I mean? And I actually rapped about that on the next album coming out. And it was just like, you know, a bad time in my life, and I was just wishing, you know what I mean, something to give, and wishing I could have some money to do such and such. So, you know, I was just like, man. Like one day, I hope I get some money, you know what I mean, and do this and that, and you know, picture me rich, and that's where that came from. Just being super broke and not having much at that moment, and just, you know, praying for something to give. And,
Well, we definitely can picture you successful. I mean, you just signed with a record label. You have a new drop coming out, new album, and you just had a new song that you came out with that you're promoting on your Facebook, your Spotify, and your YouTube, right? You want to dive into some of those?
I got 2 songs that's really going crazy right now. Well, kind of like, well, 3 right now that's doing crazy numbers, like more than everything I've done. I got my bro Trey Silent, he got a single right now that we did the remix to Two's Up. I was on the original one. We just did the remix. He threw me on the remix as well. That's at like 50K in like 2 weeks right now. Like 2 weeks. Probably when this come out, it'll probably be at like 75 or something like that. But it's at like 50,000 views in 2 weeks, and I got another single out that I just put out like a week ago. It did like I think like 8,000 first week or something, 8,000 views. So everything I'm doing right now is going crazy. And then we got Friends. It's been out for like a month. On my YouTube channel, it's at like 17,000, and on the label, it's like almost 100. I looked today, it was like at 100,000. So, you know, you was just telling me about how I felt to get 100,000 views. Yeah, did that in like a month. So, yeah.
Well, you know, you're definitely coming on up with all this new stuff you're putting out. You know, you talked about that you have some further stuff that are in the works right now. Are there any collabs with local Sacramento artists that we can look forward to in the future? Yeah,
I got a lot of features right now. I'm doing a lot. Let me think. It's a lot. I got one right now with a guy from my area. His name Gerald Gates. He really popping right now. I got some with D Steez. He from where I'm from as well. He doing crazy numbers. TK, he doing good numbers. H Steez, we got something on the way. Trey Solid, me and him just did a song yesterday. That's my brother. We got some. Who else? That's a lot of folks. I've been working a lot with people in my camp, like 3LE. He from Double OB as well. Brandon P. He's a gospel artist, but he raps, and you know what I mean. He super talented. He make a lot of my beats right now. He from Sacramento. Who else? It's a lot of folks.
Yeah, you definitely have a long list.
Yeah, it's a lot of. No, I can't forget Joey Casanova, Sincerely Laura. A lot of folks that's out here, you know, that like people keep under the radar because I don't know why, but it's a lot of talent in Sac, and I'm going to dig them up, and I'm playing my part.
So you've been quoted in your, past times on television or, interviews that some of your music is, the sound of it can be described as having like some pain, animosity. Like, is that still your style now, or you think you're going in a different direction?
No. I go through things every day. You know, life is a roller coaster, so it can be, you have your ups and your downs. And me, I like, it's just kind of natural for folks to worry more about what the bad things that's going on. So I kind of voice that, and that's a lot of things. And I really care about my area and my environment. So, coming from that place, I feel like I'm the voice of that, not really glorifying it, but just speaking on the things people don't hear about. Like, so that's where you get like the pain from, and the anger and the animosity, because that's like the stuff we go through every day, like being where I'm from. So I don't think I'm like kind of getting away from it or nothing like that. Okay. I don't think I will no time soon neither, because like I said, you go through things every day.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and not everyone can rap about the, joys of life and stacks of money. Someone's got to rap about being broke.
Right, no, for real. And it's not even all about that. It's a lot of people around my area dying. Like, I just like, my little bro, like one of them I just mentioned, I'm not going to say who, but, he just got shot, you know what I mean? And just that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm the voice of that.
Well, definitely, talking about real life is what, your fans gravitate to, because they can expect from you real stuff, not all this stuff talking about, ass, titties, and cash. It's like that's real life stuff you go through.
Right.
So with your new albums that are coming out, you said their sounds kind of similar. Do you want to talk about, what we can expect, some of maybe the new drops, maybe like a little preview of some stuff?
Yeah, I got some stuff. I could show some things, but the Cold Store Never Told 3, I can definitely assure you that it will sound different than. I kind of want to say all the music that's coming out right now in Sacramento, because the music that's coming out is super hard right now, and I love it. You know what I mean? Like, I really do, but that's just not me. So I'm like kind of like more on the musical side, and not saying that that's not real music, but I'm like kind of like a more vibey guy. So
and you can find all your stuff on YouTube, Spotify, where else?
Anything
and everything.
Anything you can think of. Amazon Music, iTunes, Apple Music, like Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, Vivo now.
So anywhere and everywhere and anywhere that you can get your music, you can find his drop on there. And people can follow you on Instagram, right?
Instagram at Lil Darrion.
Lil Darrion.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Lil Darrion, for being on Fame by the Flame. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm glad that we got to talk some real stuff, and I'm really glad that we got to spotlight a great artist from the 916. So we need more of you guys out there.
Yeah.
Do you have any last thoughts for your fans out there?
For my fans, as soon as I hit 10K followers, I'm dropping an 8-song EP entitled Just Between Us, and they all new songs. So nothing new, it's not going on. Cold Store Never Told 3, this is all new music. So as soon as I reach 10K followers, that same day I have an EP dropping. Hosted by, I don't want to say yet, it's a surprise, you'll see.
It's a surprise. Well, Just Between Us, it's about to be lit.
Yeah.
All right, well, again, thanks you, Lil Darrion, and fans, this is Noelle at Noelle's Notions, and Fame by the Flame with Lil Darrion. Until next time.